Carl Jackson is among the most celebrated caddies in the history of the game. Jackson began his career at Augusta National Country Club, the home of the Masters. He started caddying there at age 14 and continued there for over 50 years. Carl built a stellar reputation with the players and caddies for knowing the ins and outs of the course better than anyone in the course's history. Carl was sought after by some of the best PGA players in the world. He caddied for Bill Burke and Gary Player and provided advice to many of the players who compete at Augusta. John Rahm worked with Carl at the tournament in 2023, and although he did not caddy for John, the fact is, John won the tournament.
Preparation for the tournament, it was Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, so it wasn't tournament day. And I said, I'm not trying to mess up any preparation that John's doing, but there's a friend of mine who's a caddy that he could benefit a lot by speaking with and learning some things about the golf course. And I said, his name's Carl Jackson. He was a caddy here forever. And she goes, oh, I'm friends with Julie Crenshaw. And we've already got that in motion. In fact, he's going around with John the next day for 9 holes. So, I mean, it's real. It's not me just saying that. I mean, there are players that know of Carl and know of his intimate, deep knowledge of Augusta National and golf, and they want to pick his brain. They want to hear what he has to say.
The player who knew him best was Ben Crenshaw. Together they won the 1984 and 1995 Masters and came close on 4 other Masters. Ben and Carl had a special relationship.
When you have a relationship with a guy, you become closer through the years. One thing that I love, it's recurring in my mind all the time we were playing. We would face a difficult putt, 25, 30 feet long, and we would agree on the line of the putt. He'd look at it and he'd come back to me, and I said, Carl, I think it's about this much out. And he would just look at me and said, we're together. That made me feel confident. Because believe me, there's no one who knew the greens any better than Carl.
I can't think of anyone who deserves to be in the National Black Golf Hall of Fame more than Carl Jackson. I mean, he's the course whisperer at Augusta National.
He is somebody that's mighty special in my life. I can tell you this. He's meant the world to me. He's given me some of my best and finest memories of playing golf. And man, I was happy to have him by my side.
You don't have to be the focus to influence the shot. For many who watch the Masters, the players were the heroes, but there were eyes firmly fixed on the caddies.
From a caddy's point of view, I wanted to be a player, but I didn't have those kind of skills. But I realized very early what caddying could do for a person. It could teach you discipline. It could teach you loyalty, self-sufficiency. And that was embodied, all of those assets were embodied by these caddies at Augusta National. You had to show up on time. You had to be accountable for your decisions, which impacted your players' decision. And so our heroes all of a sudden disappeared when Augusta National allowed certain players to use their own tour caddies in the Masters. I could quote the year, I think it was somewhere around 1980, something like this, 79 or 80. And that all of a sudden our heroes, our kings disappeared. We no longer saw them on TV. It hurt us deeply. It hurt me deeply because, like I said, that was the exposure that we lived for. Every April, we wanted to see our guys. We had nothing against anybody else. I don't want to imply that, but there was so much pride in seeing these gentlemen in a high-profile position every spring, and it really affected me personally because I dreamed about being at Augusta National in the Masters, not as a player, but as a caddy.
Carl is the CEO of the Carl Jackson Foundation. Its mission? To positively impact lives economically, culturally, educationally, and spiritually. Focused on educational assistance, community outreach, family hardship assistance, the Carl's Kids sports camps, and the construction of the Carl Jackson Center.
I'd visit Carl and we'd sit around and talk, and he'd tell me about the things that he wanted to accomplish. He told me about his foundation and how much he wanted to help kids and reach back and give back to the community and just uplift people. That struck me straight to my heart. You know, I never figured that someone that great and someone who came from the kind of background that he came from, it was a very difficult life that he came from, would be solely thinking about giving back.
In 2015, Jackson was the honoree of the Mayor's Masters reception in Augusta, Georgia. He was the first non-golfer to receive the honor. Carl is a member of the Professional Caddy Association and Arkansas Golf Association. He was inducted into the Caddy Hall of Fame in 1999 and the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame in 2015. Carl has been the caddy manager at the Alotian Club in Roland, Arkansas since 2004 and has been a Level 1 medical minister for natural treatments since 2000.
Carl, my buddy, I can't be as proud as I am of you tonight. I think you're entirely deserving. You're my friend. Can't tell you how much you mean to me and what we've achieved. And I'm just mighty proud of you. I love you, Carl, and you're entirely deserving.
The story of Carl Jackson's career at Augusta National demonstrates clearly it is what you do for others that defines the strength in your game. Therefore, we are proud to induct Carl Jackson into the National Black Golf Hall of Fame, class of 2023.